Welcome back to my podcast, The 5 Minute Echo. It's a Friday dinner. Plates clatter, glasses clink. At some point, the conversation turns to money. Maybe we should get another source of income, someone says. Heads nod. Everyone suddenly looks thoughtful. And then nothing happens. Everyone has the advice, no one has the action. There's a coworker who bought a How to Start Investing course way back in 2023. Still hasn't logged in. Your cousin has five investing apps on his phone, but mostly just checks the balance once a month, like checking if your plants are alive by waving at the bot. And then there's the neighbor who makes chirotas and homemade soaps, really good ones. People buy them in the building, but the word never travels beyond the society WhatsApp group. The time has quietly changed. AI is already taking over a lot of work Indians used to do at very cheap rates. Suddenly, a second income isn't just a nice to have anymore, it's slowly becoming a necessity. And yet, some people do make it work. The neighbor who started making chirotas and soaps as a hobby now sells regularly beyond the neighborhood. A friend learned basic video editing online, started taking small freelance projects, and over time it became a steady income. A second income, I mean. Another friend decided to properly learn the stock market. He didn't quit his job. He simply learned futures and options slowly and cautiously. Today, it quietly generates income alongside his regular salary. And another friend designs and sells small homemade items, rakis, simple jewelry, things everyone buys anyway. It began as a seasonal thing, but now it repeats every year. What did all of them actually do? Nothing dramatic. They simply learned a skill and slowly put it to work. The barrier to entry is usually much smaller than we imagine. You don't need a degree, you don't need big capital, you don't need perfect timing. Most second income starts with something tiny, 20 minutes a day, a free course, a small experiment, and yet we overthink. This will need capital. I'll have to form a company. This feels risky. Somewhere between these thoughts, the idea quietly dies. But remember that line from the original Jurassic Park movie: life will find a way. Not because everything is perfectly planned, but because something is started. Here's the quiet truth: opportunity is everywhere. The friction is the first step. Everything else is planning, research, talking, procrastination dressed as wisdom. Starting isn't a magic formula. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need the perfect weekend. You don't need the perfect timing. Learn a skill, try it, see if it works. That's it. We are all very good at thinking about side hustles and surprisingly bad at actually doing them. And there's no shame if it fails miserably. In fact, the old social stigma around it is mostly gone. 15 or 20 years ago, if someone was doing something on the side, people would quietly assume things weren't going well in their job, that maybe they were struggling to make ends meet. Today, it's the opposite. People respect the effort. Trying something for ourselves is no longer optional. It's how we keep up with the times. And the amount you earn at the beginning doesn't really matter. The effort does. One small action leads to another. Momentum builds. And sometimes you end up somewhere you never expected. So notice your own silent in action. The idea sitting quietly in your mind. The one you keep planning but never starting. That's the almost hustle. And the truth is, it's probably just 20 minutes of action, anyways. This is the 5 Minute Echo. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.